What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV. This is going to be an unconventional type of upload simply because my internet, it's out right now, but I still wanted to get a video to you guys about the new World Series rewards. So I hope you guys will bear with me on this today. And I'm at my work warehouse right now, and all we have is a black and white printer. So I decided to print these out. I hope you guys can see pretty well what the attributes, stats, what those are. I always say that wrong, but so the first card we have is Dustin Pedroia, 114, 106 on the contact, 65, 78 on the power. So he does have decent power versus left. 115 on the vision, the bunting. It's about average. 97 durability, but that doesn't matter obviously too much. He has the 90 diamond fielding, only 68 arm, which isn't very good on your relay throws and your double plays. He also has 87 reaction. He has 69 speed. He has 82 stealing, and he has 62 base running aggressiveness. So Dustin Pedroia, this truly for World Series reward is kind of an interesting choice. I mean, a lot of contact. One of the main problems is there's such a log jam at second base. You got like Prestige Ryan Sandberg that you can have on your team, who's absolutely stacked at second base. You can have Jose Ramirez, who likewise the same way. He's stacked as well. So that's pretty two really good players. Not to mention, Craig Biggio can play at second base. Jazz Chisholm, really good second base type of player to have. So Dustin Pedroia isn't exactly too high up on the priority list of cards that you're really going to want. This card, it is going to be somewhat popular, and I'm trying to keep the camera as steady as I can while I'm recording this. My arm is already getting tired. But yeah, there's going to be still somewhat of a demand for this card, just because like a lot of Red Sox fans. Let's see if I can get a more comfortable position. Let's see. All right. Yeah, here we go. A lot of Red Sox fans, they still really like this card a lot. They will definitely be there to buy this card. I don't think this is a card that you're going to necessarily want to put on your team, but I know there will be Red Sox fans that want this card. So there will still be a market for this card, especially off the rip. People will want to get this card. Content creators will want to get this card to debut them. It's new content. People have... You'd be surprised throughout the community how many people have just tons and tons of stubs and want to give this card a try. But if you're watching every single stub and you're on like a budget, this isn't going to be a card that you're going to want to keep in your, in your lineup and use. This is more of a card that you're going to want to get and you're going to want to sell if you decide to select it. But we do have another card available to us here, and that is George Foster. 105, 104, 109, 113, 82 on the vision, so solid vision. 79 fielding, 76 arm, 74 arm accuracy, 75 reaction, only 52 speed. Absolutely stacked with the hitting stats. Kind of reminds me of, in a way, of a right-handed Reggie Jackson type of player, except for he has more fielding, but he just doesn't really have the speed. You're definitely probably going to want to stick him in left field. I think that lack of speed is just not even close to what you want in center field or right field. But in left field, maybe he could hold it down for you. Out of the two cards, this is the card that I would select. I think this card will have more value in the market. This is definitely a card I could see YouTubers wanting to debut, streamers wanting to debut, that kind of thing. And just like I said, people, they like to try out and spin new cards. I do think these cards, while they aren't like the best cards we've ever seen for World Series rewards, sometimes the World Series rewards also, it's just like you don't really want either of the cards. You just want to sell them off the rip. But there will be people to buy these cards. Imagine they'll go from 100 to 200K. They might even go for more than that, especially off the rip. It wouldn't surprise me if like this card goes for 200K or more off the rip. But it will go down steadily. But that's kind of what will happen with both these cards, is over time they will go down. I mean, that's just kind of like supply and demand in general with all of them. But these cards aren't going to be like one where somebody gets these cards and then they hold on to them. Because, again, outfield is stacked. Just even from the Prestige program alone, it's stacked. But this is a good power. This is definitely a good hitter. It's undeniable. 105, 104, 109, 113, and 82 vision is absolutely no joke. But at some point, you got to outweigh, can I use my free Reggie Jackson, my free George Springer, that kind of deal. Especially if you got like a really stacked team, you're all the way to the mantle, that kind of stuff too. I mean, it's George Foster is better off. You're better off just selling them at this point in time and making it work with your Sheffield and your Mantle. I've even been using Craig Biggio in the outfield. So, just because you got that speed. One thing I find it, to be really, really difficult. It's just from playing lots of showdowns, it's so difficult to get hits when the outfield is fast. It just is. Like, they just take away so many plays, and that's kind of what George Foster, that's kind of one of his weaknesses, to be completely honest with you, only the 52 speed. Very elite, though, versus left-handed pitching. Could be a contributor on your bench. Just how much do you want to pay for it? That's a question you got to ask yourself. But the 104, 113 is very, very solid. He does have 52 speed, which is a little bit faster than Piazza. I did pick up Dave Kingman to be a pinch hitter off of my bench. I just feel like George Foster probably going to be a little bit too expensive to use as a pinch hitter. I haven't used his swing much throughout the years because this is actually the first year that he's been in Diamond Dynasty. So that's pretty much my review on these two cards. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the player of the month. I do anticipate the player of the month to be Cody Bellinger. I believe he was a June player of the month in the past. So I kind of think that he will be back this year as another player of the month card. So I expect him to be the player of the month. He's kind of like, MLB The Show, they're kind of, what's the word to say? Like, they're kind of down with Cody Bellinger. Like, he used to appear in some of the videos and for them and stuff like that. He's a super popular card. Like, a lot of people are fans of Bellinger. I think that's the one they would choose. I believe Paul Goldschmidt is another option that they could potentially choose. And I'll try to think. There's one other option that they could potentially choose as well. But I really think that they're going to go with Cody Bellinger. Could I be wrong? Definitely. I mean, whenever someone asks me who I think is going to be in the program or who I think is going to be in one of these one of these moments, nobody ever really knows. It's just a shot in the dark type of guess, but I do feel pretty good about Bellinger being the reward this time around for June, because I believe he was a June one in the past. The only one they have in the game right now is a high diamond as well. That's pretty expensive. So I think they wait a little bit for maybe his price to come down, because even if he gets put in the game, I don't expect Cody's price to go down like a ton, but it might go down like a little bit. So that's kind of that's one of the reasons they'll wait to put out like the SIG series, like Mike Trout type of deal. They'll like the Mike Trout that's like really, really fast. They usually wait a little bit on that just because they know at least from my perspective, if I was running it, I would think like, oh, that's going to really make Mike Trout's price go down, and we don't want to do that type of deal, because some people will be like, well, you know what, I don't need the collections anymore. I'm just going to go for that. I'm just going to go for that, whatever, for the free Trout, if he's in a program or wherever he ends up down the line. That card's always really, really solid. At the very least, it's an upgrade over the Live Series Trout. The Live Series Trout, by the way, has been absolutely fantastic this year. It's still a really, really good card. I think I got a question today, too. Is like, should I go after Mickey Mantle? And to me, that should be your main priority always in Diamond Dynasty, is to go and get the collection done. That should be the first thing that you go after and try to accomplish. So let me know down in the comments section below who you guys think is going to be in the June Player of the Month. Let me know what you guys think about these two cards. Again, I'm sorry for the unconventional way to upload this video, but I at least wanted to get something out to you guys for a video. So I'm just doing the best I can when it comes to that for today. And hopefully my internet will be back soon. So I want to make sure that I got something out there for you guys just to talk about Diamond Dynasty. And let me know if you like this kind of video. If I have to make another one tomorrow, I will. Just I'll see what I can do on that front. Hope you guys are having a great day. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me with this style of video. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out, guys.